welcome back to Schooling Around. I'm Alexis Ware.
And I'm Rachel Baker.
As always, we have a lot in store for you all, and this week is no exception. The lineup for this week goes as is. First, we have our safety segment for all students as the seasons change. Next is our Crossroads segment, and then we have Oxford High School's robotic team discussing upcoming competitions.
I took the time to go and speak to Mr. Kimmel, the high school robotics teacher. He's also the head of the Torque team, which is an extracurricular club that builds robots and competes against other robotics teams. They've won so many awards for OHS, so I decided to go down there and talk to our future engineers. It's their Oxford senior design class. Now, Mr. Kimmel expressed some disappointment at the lack of girls taking engineering classes. Ladies, take a risk and learn something new. Even if you're not interested in majoring in mechanical engineering, you can still take the class to see how you like it. And plus, Torque is very interesting. They've got a bunch of different things that you can do. There's people at the computers, there's people building the thing, and then there's people that go out and test it. It's really neat. I mean, I think you should try it.
It's a lot to do, a lot of options.
A lot.
And also coming up later in the show, we have a new member to OCTV. Keep watching to see who that is. She's going to sit down with me and discuss a few things as well as the upcoming segments.
Yes, we're very excited to introduce her to our segment. And now, some tips on being safe.
Some tips for kids that walk home after school or after practice. For your safety, try to walk in groups or with friends. We don't have a lot of negative incidents that happen up here in Oxford Township, but just to be on the safe side, walk in groups, walk with friends, be aware of your surroundings. And if the days are starting to get shorter right now, so if you know you're going to be walking during nighttime, make sure you wear some kind of reflective clothing or you have some kind of light on you. It's very difficult to see a pedestrian wearing dark clothing at night, walking in the street or on the side of the street or crossing the street, even though you may be able to see your immediate surroundings due to ambient light. When you're traveling in a car, the vision of that driver is much different than it is if you're walking, and we don't want to see anybody get hurt or struck by a vehicle. So try to wear reflective clothing if at all possible. And what's even better is try to have some kind of illumination on you or some kind of light if you're going to be walking in the dark or anywhere near any roadways in the dark. If you feel like you're in any kind of danger, most people have cell phones nowadays. You can call 911 and we'll get a car over to your area as quickly as possible. Try to be very descriptive in what makes you feel like you're in danger. Any vehicles, try to get license plates so we can help identify those people at a later time. But not only call us, but run to an area of safety, whether it's somebody's house or residence, or run to the nearest lit area where there might be a crowd of people. That's usually a good deterrent against anybody trying to do anything bad. Preventive action that parents can take to keep students safe when coming to and from events or school or after hours is pick up your children or walk with your children to and from these events, or driving to and from the events, or being more involved. It'd be good for the children and overall, not just their safety. It'd be good for them for you to be involved and be with them at these things. There is a curfew ordinance here in Oxford Township. The curfew is to protect children who may not be able to protect themselves. The curfew is from 10 p.m. till 6 a.m. Anybody under the age of 16 is not allowed to be out on their own without either the strict direction of a parent or guardian, or with their parent or guardian.
All right. Wow, that was a very interesting and enlightening segment. That was... I mean, I've been told countless times, always walk in groups. You know, when you're walking in the parking lot, always be aware and make sure you're not alone and you're walking in the dark. It's getting darker much earlier now that it's winter.
Exactly.
So make sure you're paying attention. I mean, stay observant, people. It's important.
that surprise I was telling you all about, we're going to have our newest member, Danielle Smith, come out to sit with me right after our Crossroads segment, starting right now. Hi guys, so if you were ever wondering what Crossroads for Youth was really about, we're going to sit with the principal and the community relations coordinator and find out. All right, so Ms. Gully, I think it's a common misconception of what Crossroads really is and what it does. Can you enlighten us on that a little bit?
Sure. Crossroads for Youth is a residential treatment facility for abused, neglected, and delinquent children. We also have a day student program where the students from that program live at home but are sent to Crossroads 6 days a week, 12 hours a day.
Okay, so it's a full day, honestly. And then as far as how long Crossroads has been up and running, how long
Crossroads has been here for 65 years.
Wow.
And we started out as Camp Oakland Youth Programs in the early 1950s. And in 1999, we changed our name to Crossroads for Youth to indicate to the public that we were far more than a camp and far more serving than just Oakland County.
Okay, so what other counties do you serve?
We serve counties all over the state of Michigan.
Okay.
Primarily Wayne, Oakland, and Macomb,
Okay.
but definitely we serve out of state as well.
Wow, okay. And then what is the point of having a program like this?
Well, most of the children who live with us are from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services, and they, at this point in their lives, have nowhere to go. So we serve as a facility that houses children from the juvenile court system who have been placed through Michigan Department of Health and Human Service. So we're their home. And then the other children are here for a time-limited period based on what happened in the community, and they're here time-limited.
Okay, and for the time-limited children after this program, do they go back into traditional schooling? Or?
Yes, usually, or they obtain their GED here and have the choice whether they want to go back and get a conventional diploma or not.
Okay, and typically how old are the students who come?
They're 7 to 17. Primarily our kids are teenagers, though. Our kids that are younger, like 10 and under, are few and far between.
Okay, and you did mention that there are a couple different reasons why students get placed here. Is there a difference between, or I guess, are they separate when they're at Crossroads? Or
they
are
live
all
separately, but they go to school together. And very often we have events where everyone would attend. Like last Friday, we had a trick-or-treat trail, and everyone attended, and they had dinner outdoors after that trick-or-treating was over. So to answer your question, they live separately, but they recreate and go to school together.
Great, all right. And then what are some activities besides the trick-or-treat activity
Trail.
that you trick-or-treat trail you just mentioned? What are some activities either here or out in the community that students participate in?
We're partners with the Legacy Center in Oxford, and they provide us opportunities to go to Legacy and take part in various activities recreationally there, and they do that free of charge because we're partners. So our kids are able to go there and recreate. We go to our community movies, we go roller skating, we provide recreational activity both on-site and off-site.
Okay, and just to again emphasize that it's not something that you can show up to and just kind of get I guess enrolled in.
You mean live here?
Right.
No, all of our children are sent here
Right.
through the juvenile court system or through Michigan Department of Health and Human Service.
Okay.
They're placed.
Right, and because of that, is it more Crossroads schools, like I guess across the county, or is this the only one?
No, this is the only one
Okay.
that's Crossroads for Youth.
Okay, so it's not a, like I guess an affiliate or of anything, it's not one for
It's a
instance,
private nonprofit.
Private nonprofit, great. All right, well, I think that just about does the interview, and hopefully we'll get to talk to the principal pretty soon.
I think you will.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. It was such a great experience to go to Crossroads for Youth and see the boys and I guess their living quarters and everything, and just to really get a good idea of what it's about. And then they did a wonderful job explaining to both of us like the entire program.
Right.
And then obviously we have a new person sitting at the desk right now. Danielle, why don't you introduce yourself? How are you liking OCTV so far?
I'm loving it. I mean, as an Oxford native, I've loved being involved in the community, and I'm glad that I'm able to use this new outlet to do just that. And I'm excited to get to meet more of you and really embrace in Oxford, not just as a resident, but as someone that can experience all that Oxford has to offer.
Yeah, and I mean, this isn't your first go around. We've been on a few different shoots, so you're definitely going to see Danielle pop up in school news and a lot of different segments, especially speaking of Crossroads were one of them where you came. So what did you think about it?
Crossroads was wonderful.
Yeah.
Like I said, I've lived
What was your
here
favorite
almost
part?
my whole life. And my favorite part was just really seeing the scenery of it all.
It was beautiful.
It's not
It was
just
a
a
lot.
school, and these students are from age 7 all the way up to 18.
Yeah.
So it's great to meet them and to see them and see how they're thriving in that environment. And it's so important what the principal said about how like volunteering just your time with these students, you know, can leave a lasting impact.
Exactly. And even on a little bit of a lighter note, we got to, which they'll see, but we got to see the chickens and the goats, and it was really fun. I was scared, and you just like jumped right in.
Well, Stanley and Steamer, the two goats they
She
have there.
remembers their names.
The famous goats. Wonderful.
And you petted them, didn't you?
I did, actually.
How did it feel? Were they really soft? Was it like a little scary?
Oh, it was great.
it?
I'm an animal lover, so all animals are wonderful to me.
Yeah.
But now we're going to go ahead and catch up with Rachel Baker at Oxford High School as she visits the robotics team.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Oxford High School. We're about to talk to Mr. Kimmel and his engineering class. I can see to my left here we've got all these awards, so I might have to ask him about that. Let's go and see what's going on. All right, so I'm here with senior Tyler Crisp, and you're on the torque team, right?
Correct.
And how long have you been on the torque team?
4 years. So.
And how? All right, yeah. So how long? How has that contributed to your high school career so far?
It's made me acknowledge the fact that I love working with machines and robots. So that's what I want to do in the future.
What kind of stuff do you do in torque? What do you build?
We build robots, obviously, to compete at the first events, accomplishing challenges and going through tasks to win.
All right, what kind of tasks do you guys do? I know I've seen like stuff on TV where they throw a robot will like throw a ball into a hoop or something. Is that kind of stuff that you do?
Yeah, we'll either like throw balls or move crates or stack things or place objects inside of other things. So.
And what are you doing this year?
We don't know. Challenge hasn't come yet, so.
All right, and I see there's a lot of stuff going on in the back. You were telling me about a go-kart that's being made.
Yeah, that's for senior design in the high school. We're making a gas-powered go-kart into an electric cart, so that's our.
And you guys compete in senior design as well.
Yeah, we do.
Wow, this is heavy competition. How's Oxford done in the past?
We've done pretty well, actually, I would say. Last year, I don't remember what place we came in, but I believe it was like top 8 or something like that.
Well, how many other people are on torque, and how big is the team?
I believe we have 40 people, and like 30 of them are students, so it's quite a big group.
And you were telling me about your role. What do you do for the team?
I'm fabrication captain, so I'm in charge of the shop and all the machines within it.
All right, so what does that mean that you do? Do you help, I know that there's programmers and there's builders. What goes into fabrication, I guess?
Okay, so first we train our students, obviously, how to use the machines and what type of safety concerns we have to have around them. Then from there on, you teach the student how to use the material to their advantage, obviously, to produce parts for the robot to be built.
Oh, that's cool. So you guys, you definitely do a lot. Thanks for talking with me. How do you feel like you're going to do this year?
We have a lot of promising students after losing last year, but I think we're going to do pretty well.
All right, and what are you looking at in hopes of future endeavors into engineering?
Not sure yet. It's
all right.
kind of undecided for me.
Yeah, it's still very early. All right, thanks for talking with me. I'm here with one other student from Torque, and since we're standing a little further back near these people working back here, we have to have our safety glasses on. Safety first, right?
Yeah.
All right, what's your name?
My name is Ethan.
Okay, so you're a senior?
Yes, I am.
And how many years have you been on Torque?
The 2019 will be my 4th year.
Wow. So you've been here all through high school?
Yep.
All right, and we were talking to your friend over there, and he was telling me he was a part of fabrication. What do you do?
I'm part of the electrical team on the team, so I help wire the robot. I help put all of the pneumatics together, and even though even though my role seems a little important, all of the roles on our team are very important.
What other roles are there?
There's besides fabrication, there's
And besides
and
electrical.
electrical. It actually starts out from CAD, and CAD stands for computer aided design, where every part on our robot is drawn out in a software that eventually gets put into drawings on paper. Those drawings from paper go to fabrication, and fabrication uses the machines in the shop to make all of the parts that are on those CAD sheets. Then those parts from fabrication go to mechanical. Mechanical puts it all together. Electrical wires all of the mechanical components together, and programming programs it all. And all of those culminate together in our robot.
Wow, that's a big team. So has the team grown since you've seen it?
I think the team has definitely grown since my freshman year. My first season was 2016, and since then we've went through our highs and lows. But I definitely think our team has grown since then.
Well, that's amazing. What kind of stuff? We were talking a little bit about what kind of stuff that you guys have done, and I know you guys don't know the challenge for this year, but when should that come out?
The challenge for next year for the 2019 season should come out January 5th.
And when do you guys start working on it?
We actually start working on it that day, from the very beginning steps, where that day when first the organization that runs First Robotics Competition releases the game, we also get access to the manual, which has every rule on it, like how big your robot has to be, like certain constraints, and we start going at it that day.
That's a lot of work. And when do you guys actually get to go and test your robot in competition?
Testing our robot in competition doesn't happen till the end of February, early March, where we actually start our week 2 competitions, where there's so many weeks in the competition season, and each week has a certain amount of smaller district competitions, regional competitions, and then eventually at the World Championship.
All right, well, there you go, folks. That's Torque. Thanks for talking with me. Right. I'm with 2 students back here in senior design. So what are you guys' names?
Shane Moore.
Adam Zarowski.
And how long have you been doing engineering classes at Oxford High?
Since freshman year.
Yeah, freshman year.
All right, and so what made you want to take engineering classes? What piqued your interest?
I just like science and math a lot, so it's just kind of my sort of thing.
And so what do you do?
Well, right now we're out here building go-karts and tearing down last year's stuff and, making something that's our own.
What about you? What piqued your interest in engineering?
That's like what my dad does for a living, so I kind of just took the first class freshman year, and then I've just been taking them since because I like it.
All right, and so what kind of stuff do you do or contribute to the class? I have heard that you guys do like projects, and different people do different things. What about you guys?
So like our project right now is figuring out how to coordinate our motor and our wheel and figure out like the best way to make our kart efficient so we can last for a long time doing the competition.
All right, what goes into that?
Mostly a lot of math, a lot of trial and error, and yeah, that kind of thing.
What about you? What do you think, what kind of stuff has been going into the go-kart? Have you been doing, like, running the CAD programs? Have you been actually on that thing grinding? Because I know we've got a lot of people out there physically building the thing.
Yeah, so we have like a bunch of separate groups that work on different areas of the kart. So we have like a couple people working on CAD, a couple people just dedicated to like managing what's going on with the cart and like coordinating everyone else. Like, hey, you got to get this done. And a couple people working on just programming our cart and our display. And then we're working on the motor and the wheels in the back. So.
All right, off topic, but I'm noticing there's a lot of crazy machines around here. What do they do? Can anyone here explain that to me?
Basically just for making whatever parts we need, like cutting metals and woods.
All right, thanks for talking to me, guys. Okay, so we found 2 seniors to talk about the machines. So I think I'll start with you. I don't even know what I'm looking at here. For example, what does that thing do?
Okay, so these are both mills. They're used for precision machining, like precision drilling, pretty much. So they're used to cut away material with very precise measurements.
All right, and then the stuff behind here, it kind of looks more the same. What do they do?
Okay, so these are also drills. They're drill presses, so they only go up and down. Okay. They're very simple, very easy to use. Those are lathes, so they cut cylindrical parts. Same thing as this, just as a cylinder.
All right. And then I know you wanted to say a couple things about the welder. Where is that and how does it work?
The welder back behind this red curtain, it's made for fusing metals together. It's kind of like hot gluing stuff together, but hotter and more precise to metals.
All right. So are you the welder?
I am one of the welders. We have several.
And how often do you do that? Because it sounds really dangerous.
We do practices about once a night, but we only have actual official parts done every once in a while.
All right. Thanks for talking with me, both of you. So that's all from Mr. Kimmel's senior design class, and we got some tour kids too. So he was talking to us a little bit afterwards, and he's saying that he's disappointed that there's not so much popularity among the females. So ladies, if you're interested, you don't have to be an engineering major. You can just go in there and take it. If you like building things, if you like checking stuff out and creating, that's what they're going to do for you in Kimmel's class. All right, that's a wrap.
It's always exciting to see what the robotics team is up to and what they're creating.
Yeah, I mean, these kids are doing things that I wouldn't in a million years be able to do. So kudos to them. And then that about does it for this week's Scrolling Around segment. Be sure to look for Danielle and future Scrolling Around segments hosting in other parts of the news. Visit our YouTube and Facebook channels at Oxford Community Television.
Of course, don't forget about our local listing, Spectrum 191 and AT&T Channel 99. Until next time, I'm Danielle Smith.
And I'm Alexis Ware. See you next time.